How many of you have heard about Gandhiji's three bandars?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, most of you have, right? Most of you have. And you know what these three bandars represented? Anybody? Do you remember? If you want, you can type the answer. If you want, you can raise your hands. Anybody who knows what those three bandars stood for? Somebody has written, भुआ मत देखो, भुआ मत सुनो. अरे बाप रे. अरे भुआ नहीं है, बुरा है. हाँ. अच्छा अच्छा, वो थोड़ा वो हो गया. रुपेश गांधी, तू कल भुआ जी के साथ था क्या?
नहीं सर।
अच्छा अच्छा, वहां पे वो बुआ मत देखो आ गया. मतलब लगा बुआ जी ने तेरे को बर्थडे का गिफ्ट नहीं दिया, इसके लिए तूने लिखा बुआ जी से मिलना ही नहीं है मुझे अभी. बुआ मत देखो, बुआ मत सुनो, बुआ मत बोलो. This is my way of finding out who's there and who has an AI avatar in front of the screen right now. God knows who is where. Okay. What if I tell you it is time for us to replace these three monkeys of Gandhiji with 4 KMM monkeys? No, I'm not speaking about you. I'm speaking about actual monkeys. Now, what are the 4 KMM monkeys that I propose for all of us today? It's time for us to go beyond the 3 monkeys. And if you look at the spirit of KMM, 4 new monkeys have to be introduced now. Monkey number 1. Okay, listen. The first was about closing yourself, right? Gandhiji's 3 mandar is closing yourself. आंख को बंद कर दो, कान को बंद कर दो, मुंह को बंद कर दो. Now the 4 new monkeys is all about opening yourself. So the first monkey says, see the good. Now what would it mean? See the good would mean, wherever you are, everything won't be beautiful. But can you still see the good? Wherever you are, everything will not be good. Can you still see the good? See, fundamentally, all these 4 monkeys are again representatives of how do I implement voice of hope versus voice of despair. And like I said, this year, our experiment is that same philosophy of voice of hope versus voice of despair, and the winner is voice of hope, will be repeated in different contexts in 7 different sessions. So that we also remember KMM 2024, voice of hope. And the children also remember we had KMM, and after that, my voice of hope has become very, very powerful. We understand life will never be zero defect. You go to a great restaurant and there is a waiting line over there, so you have to wait for 30 minutes. You want to meet somebody who's very great, you send one email and answer does not come. You have to persist at it. You want a very fit body, you have to exercise for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months before you gain your fitness. So, good never happens or hardly ever happens instantaneously in your life. There is always a period, a transition. Now, in this transition, we can see what is not good and therefore give up. Or you can see the good and keep going. Hence, the first monkey says, irrespective of what is happening, see the good. Irrespective of what is happening, see the good. Acha, internet might be a little sketchy today. In case you find that my video has dropped, Like school, it is not chutti time. Stay. I will find another option and I'll come back to you within 1 minute's time. So first monkey says, see the good. What does the second monkey say? Hear the good. Gandhiji's three monkeys only. But instead of withdrawing and focusing on the bad, we are focusing on the good. So thoda change kar rahe hain. See the good. Second is hear the good. If somebody is angry with you, now I understand that moment is difficult. The moment is challenging. It hurts you. Now in that situation, can you still hear something good? Let's say for example, one of those days, my father is very angry with me. Now, either I can be upset that how can he be angry with me? I am doing so much work and he's not able to see what I am doing. Or I can say, see the good. I'm glad that these emotions have come out on me. If it had come out on a customer or one of the employees, we might have lost few good people from our life. चलो थोड़ा वेंटिंग मेरे ऊपर हो गया, कोई इशू नहीं है. I have a large heart and I will know how to deal with it. As long as he stands by me. Now, in that situation, which is ugly, even when my father is screaming and shouting, I can still hear the good that अच्छा हुआ मेरे ऊपर निकल गया, किसी और के ऊपर नहीं गया. Somebody points a mistake at me. Let's say somebody does something critical. They give me a critical feedback. Now, either I can say, oh, what the hell, why are they advice monsters? There is a term called advice monster. You should mention this inside the class. People who always want to give advice, these are called advice monsters. Let's say you have an advice monster in your life. Whatever you do, they have an advice for you. And you don't like it at all. Now, here the good would be, A, they are concerned about you. And B, there is somebody who loves you. Loves you enough to find, ये बच्चा थोड़ा और improve हो सकता है. This person can become really better. Many people out there don't have anybody who can guide them. And you have somebody who's concerned about you and who believes in you that you can be better. Hence, they are suggesting something to you. Is it possible for you to hear the good also? It's not natural. The natural thing is to get upset. But if you want to be great, then Gandhiji's second monkey comes and helps us. And the second monkey says, hear the good. जो बोल रहे हैं ना, उसमें कुछ अच्छा सुनो. Easy or difficult? The right answer would be, who cares if it is easy or difficult? As long as it is beneficial, I'm going to do it anyway. As long as it is helpful, I'm going to do it anyway. Monkey number 3. वो बहुत सीरियस है लोग. मेरे को लगता है थोड़ा जोक मारना पड़ेगा मेरे को. Okay, here is something for all of you. Why is there no sound when psychos urinate? Subhe. Why is there no sound when psychos, you know who's a psycho, na? When psychos urinate. अरे answer is very simple. P is silent. देखो. P, psycho में. By definition, P is silent. अच्छा एक और चीज है. This song was being played. तेरी बाहों में ऐसा उलझा जिया. All the mosquitoes in that room died. Why? అరే
మళ్ళీ పెడుతున్నావా లేదా పొద్దున మేము పొద్దున ఎప్పుడు లేస్తాం మేము
అరే because it is a hit na. That song is a hit. Mosquitoes hit. Hey Bhagwan, hey Bhagwan. Okay, now I have everybody's attention. Let's go to monkey number 3. Monkey number 3 is speak the good. अरे एकदम dad joke only. And when I crack these jokes now, my focus is on my children more. And unless they say, "Chhi, oh my God, I don't think it's a good one." आज बेटू दिखी नहीं मेरे को, उसका रिएक्शन नहीं दिखा मेरे को, मैक भी नहीं दिखी मेरे को. Aushu enjoys as much as I do, so उसके चेहरे में तो डिलाइट है. What do we mean by when we say speak the good? You know, Gandhi ji's बंदर says, मुंह से बुरा मत बोलो. I want you to take the initiative and say, मुंह से अच्छा बोलो. I'll give you an adult example and then we'll move to the kids' world. When you want people to change or when you want people to cooperate with you, it is easy if they like you. Cooperation is easy if a request comes from someone I like. I remember I reached the Bangalore airport once about 20 minutes before takeoff. And the check-in counter and all had been closed. So I huffed and puffed over there. I smiled at the lady sitting over there. And I just said, I know what I'm asking for is unreasonable. And you've already kind of closed the counter. But is there any way it is possible, and I will do whatever is required, for me to get on that flight, and I do not want you to go through any trouble. If it will be possible, I'll be very grateful to you. The first reaction was, sir, not possible. It's written on the boarding part. Gates closed 25 minutes before takeoff. So I smiled and said, yeah, I know it's very, very difficult. But by any way, if it is possible, I'll be very grateful to you. If it is not possible, I completely understand. Then she said, that's the manager. If he says okay, I will punch it for you. I went to the manager and told the manager that I got delayed, completely my fault. If you don't allow me on the aircraft, I completely understand. I'll wait, and the next flight is after about 3.5 hours. But by any way, if it is possible, I'll be very grateful to you. And there was a smile on my face as I was communicating. He looked at the watch, he looked at that lady, he just told the lady, okay, do it. I had 2 luggages with me. They gave me 2 porters who ran along with me, and the 3 of us dashed. The aircraft gate had closed. They opened that gate. Fortunately, the ladder was still there. And we got inside the aircraft. Of course, many people in the aircraft gave me very disgusting looks. That because of me, the flight has been delayed by about 5-7 minutes. But if people like you, they will not reject you outright. And that is what selling is all about. A great salesman, more often than not, is liked by the customers. And one of the ways by which people can like you is through how you communicate. If you and me make a list, and let's say if we have lost 100 relationships in our life, or if we have lost 100 opportunities to have great relationships with people, it must have been because through our communication we are not likable. You might be better than others when it comes to capability. You might be better than others when it comes to but there are some people who are better than you when it comes to communication and becoming likable. If my communication is like a mosquito, I find space only in garbage. And what do mosquitoes do? They bite. If my communication bites, and if my communication spreads disease, in this context, so my communication is somebody has negative thoughts or negative emotions, then I am a mosquito. But through my communication, if I am spreading joy, then I am a butterfly. The butterflies are welcomed by the flowers. Flowers are kind of waiting कि कब butterfly आए और मेरे ऊपर बैठे. And many of us in our childhood would have found it so much joy just to see a butterfly. Even now, some of us may be excited when a butterfly enters our home. Hey, titli aayi, here a butterfly, how beautiful it is. So butterfly is always welcomed. A mosquito isn't. So our communication can either represent a butterfly or our communication represents a mosquito. KMM's third monkey says, speak the good. So see the good, hear the good, speak the good. Speak the good, session number 2 or 3. Communication is my superpower. Session number 2. So you connect the earlier sessions to this session. I will take a small pause over here right now, because the fourth monkey is a part of you which I know. Now just take a minute and think about, in these first 3 monkeys, see the good, hear the good, and speak the good, what are you really good at? Where are you somewhere actually weak? And where would you like to focus to bring about a change so that your life also gets transformed? Where do you struggle? With which monkey do you struggle? Think the good, focus on speak the good. Weak to say the good, na? Yeah. In Let's Explore, in one of the sessions, we definitely make this a very strong point. And we ask everybody, by the way, anybody over here is Hanuman who's reborn? Hanuman? None of you is Hanuman reborn, right? Okay. Because only Hanuman can tear his chest and show, देखो राम और सीता अंदर है. For you and me, if you want to show who you are inside, It's only through your communication the world understands. So if I'm relating to Vijay and I'm always telling, अरे विजय ये ठीक नहीं, अरे विजय तेरे में ये भी ठीक नहीं, अरे विजय यार ये तो यार मजा नहीं आया ये. And if I'm always telling him where he has to become better, where he has to become better, where he has to become better, and he can see my judgments over here, my disappointments in my eyes, he's not going to look forward to being with Naren. He might know Naren's intention is good, Naren loves me a lot, लेकिन यार उनके साथ जाता हूँ मैं बड़ा डिमोटिवेटेड हो जाता हूँ. मेरे को लगता है मेरे में कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं है. Because all the time Naren is saying, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. And this is how we distance people. So in Let's Explore, we tell people, and it's a very beautiful session where we tell that who you are inside, the world will never be able to recognize. For the world to understand you, it's all about how you communicate. It's all about how you communicate. And therefore, communication has to be your superpower. Communication has to be your superpower. So see the good. If you don't see the good, you suffer. Hear the good. If you don't hear the good, you suffer. If you don't speak the good, your relationship suffers. And the final monkey is do the good. गांधी जी के 3 थे ना. अभी इतने टाइम के बाद में पॉपुलेशन तो इंक्रीज हुआ अपने कंट्री का, तो हमारे 3 मंकी भी 4 हो गए ना. 3 के 3 ही रहेंगे तो कैसे होगा? Therefore the 4th monkey says do the good. देखो कितने क्यूट मंकीज है ना, एकदम मस्तीखोर मंकीज है हमारे. Thanks to Harsha who creates all this. I just gave her one instruction, not a single monkey should resemble me. So it's time for us to replace the 3 old monkeys with the 4 new ones. The first 3 were into withdrawal. Now these 4 are all about action. I don't need to speak too much about do the good to each one of you because all 4 of you are doing good by being a part of KMM and then going to the schools and then investing your time with the children. But if I need to, I will say, let your goodness not get restricted to the kids inside the school or your AC team. Around you, is there somebody who's struggling? If yes, do the good. Go to reach out to them. Make a difference in their life. Don't wait for people to come to you asking for help. If you know somebody needs help, offer before they ask. To me, one of the most powerful ways by which you make this world a better place to live in is when you offer before people ask. Because people may be shy, people may be embarrassed, people might believe that you will misunderstand them, that you will judge them, and therefore people have a hesitation in asking for help. मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगा वो? They have a hesitation in asking for help. So if you know somebody needs your help, don't wait for them to ask, offer, do the good. So the 4 new monkeys are see the good, hear the good, speak the good, and do the good. How do you think it will be inside the classroom? Now I leave it to you what you want to do. If some of you wants to carry a prop for monkeys who are there at home, I mean the monkey, the stuffed animal monkey. And in case somebody wants to be creative and have a printout of monkeys and you have these 4 printouts or maybe a hand-drawn sketch. If you believe in what is called as show and tell, मैं बोल रहा था show and tell, somebody is speaking and telling. In Montessori education, there's something called show and tell, which means if I'm telling a story, I have to take something and show it to people. If any one of you, like Ritu is saying, there is a showpiece you have where there are 2 or 3 or 4 monkeys. You can take those old 3 and what will you do with the new 4? Not compulsory, but in case some of you want to be a little creative and you want to do a little, drama which gets the whole class involved, you can think about the monkeys and take those monkeys. Time has placed host to a vast array of amazing individuals. A flashcard also works. If you look at people who have been great, people whom you would love to be with, people whose ability to relate and to create results is both awesome. And these are 2 different parts. One is results and one is relationships. If somebody is excelling in relationships and results, you will find that they are living with all these 4 monkeys. And what do you see in these people? They are great leaders. They are brave dreamers. They are fierce warriors. And they are very passionate explorers. And all of them also had their inner battle between voice of hope and voice of despair. And these people invariably saw the voice of hope winning inside them. So very beautiful small slide has been created for you for your reference. That individuals who have these 4 qualities went on to become great leaders, brave dreamers, fierce warriors, and passionate explorers. You won't have time in the class to explain this concept, but this concept and this sheet is exclusively for participants inside KMM. That is, it is for you. Great leaders are people who can help many people reach their destination. It can be your children, it can be your spouse, it can be your friends. You have led people. I'm not speaking about a person who owns a office where you have 100 employees working and they are not great leaders necessarily. But in that office, if 25 of them went on to become entrepreneurs in their life, then in some way you are a great leader. So great leader is not about leadership positions. Great leader is a person who has led others towards actualization. So let's say Raj is a district governor in Lions. And if he has helped 10 more people become district governors, and each one of them did a fantastic job, few of them did not have self-belief. And yet Raj could mold them, nurture them, fill them with belief, give them the required support. Today when those people look back and say, Raj bhai the na iske liye ho gaya, nahi to nahi ho pata tha. Then Raj has been a great leader. Brave dreamers. When you dream, chances are things will go wrong. And that is when fear comes in. Am I attempting to think something which is really, really big? Baap re, mere se hoega kya? With a great dream, immediately comes great fear. Or with a dream, we get overwhelmed. So let's say Mukul is planning to do the interiors of her house and she wants a very beautiful house. But then she thinks, oh my God, shifting करना पड़ेगा, अरे बाप रे, पैकिंग करना पड़ेगा, और ये सब सामान को शिफ्ट करो, फिर वापस घर में लेके आओ, छोड़ो जाने दो यार, ये जो घर है उसी में चला लेते हैं. एंड देन शी थिंक्स अब मेरी उम्र हो गई है, आई एम 50 प्लस नाउ, अभी क्या जरूरत है, अभी आशु की शादी कर लेंगे, उसकी बीवी को जो करना करेगी. तो यू हैड अ ग्रेट ड्रीम, क्या बहुत अच्छा घर करने का है, एंड देन यू फील ओवरवेल्म्ड, यार मेरे से नहीं होगा, एंड वी गिव इट अप. एवरीबडी हैज ड्रीम्स, बट हु इज अ ग्रेट ड्रीमर? Somebody who breaks all limitations and goes for their dreams. So that's why we say brave dreamers. Because people who have dreams and they do something to fulfill their dreams have to be brave. If you are not brave, you will not go for your dreams. And dreams are something which is outside your comfort zone. So we say brave dreamers. And then fierce warriors. Because when you have to win a challenge or a difficulty, you need focus, you need determination, you need to take losses, embrace them and still keep moving. So if somebody is not fierce, वो intensity अगर नहीं है ना, then we can fight. If intensity is not there, slightest of hurdles and we think like giving up or escaping. Or we move into helplessness. In psychology, there is a term called learned helplessness. So for me to be a warrior, I have to be fierce. The final is passionate explorers. सब फर्स्ट क्लास चल रहा है लाइफ में, कोई इशू नहीं है, बट आई थिंक आई वॉन्ट टू एक्सप्लोर, आई वॉन्ट टू एक्सपेरिमेंट, आई वॉन्ट टू प्ले विथ माई पोटेंशियल्स, एंड दैट इज व्हाट एक्सप्लोरेशन इज ऑल अबाउट. So people who have these four monkeys, see the good, hear the good, speak the good, do the good, invariably they become either great leaders or brave warriors or fierce, brave dreamers, fierce warriors or passionate explorers. Now this part of the session of KMM is exclusively for you. Once again, it will be a beautiful idea if you mirror and find out, okay, among the four monkeys, which monkey is weak or strong, and therefore, if I have to become a great leader or a brave dreamer or a fierce warrior or a passionate explorer, am I on the right track or something is missing inside me? And let's say you find you have dreams, but you're postponing your dreams. Which one of those four monkeys is missing? You are having a challenge in your life right now. You are going through an emotional war. And that has made you sulk. You're not being a fierce warrior. And you are feeling more and more pain. You're not like a Spartan. 300 will take an army of 1 lakh. What is missing? See the good, hear the good, speak the good, or do the good. So all of these four people, great leaders, brave dreamers, fierce warriors, passionate explorers, they had their inner battles between voice of hope and voice of despair. And they won the battle between voice of hope and voice of despair. I'm able to see Amit Varde right now. You know, when I see Amit from a distance, मेरे को लगता है वो शेविंग क्रीम लगा के किसी ने छोड़ दिया है. देखो देखो अमित को ध्यान से देखो, आप दिख रहा है क्या आपको कोई? मतलब ऐसे लग रहा है अरे यार केएमएम का सेशन चालू हो गया, चलो चलो जल्दी 9 बजे जाके शेव कर लेंगे. मतलब एक छोटी सी वैसी फीलिंग आ रही है. और इट लुक्स लाइक Santa Claus is there without the cap and without that red gown. I really believe Santa Claus was a Punjabi, Santa Singh, who went to Norwegia kind part of the world. अच्छा लगा, settle हो गया वहां पे. And since he was very good in English, his clauses were very good, so he started being called as Santa Claus. Very bad, na? Really bad, na? तो कोई बात नहीं. Now, what is the core of this session? What we have done right now, you will do this, let's say, in about 10-12 minutes inside the classroom. And then you will say, to ensure that you have the voice of hope always accessible to you, and to ensure that the voice of despair is like a faint echo from somewhere distant away, one of the processes or one of the things which will help you to reach there is something as simple as right breathing. Right breathing. In the Vedas it is written, for you to live well, learn how to breathe well. For you to live well, learn how to breathe well. To win this battle between voice of despair and voice of hope, one of the powerful tools or weapon that you have is learn to harness the power of your breathing. देखो कितना क्यूटी भाई हमारा वो. वापस दिखाएंगे. In case some of you missed, that fellow is going to come again and again. देखा उसका एनिमेशन, देखा कितना स्वीट है. और ये अभी बोला ना, लर्न टू सी द गुड, हियर द गुड. क्यूटीफाई है ना वो. Thanks, Ashu. So to help win this battle between voice of despair and voice of hope, where voice of hope is the winner, one extraordinary weapon that you have is learning how to harness the power of your breath. So that's why the Veda says, without right breathing, right living is not possible. Through right breathing, what happens? Through right breathing, you become a champ. There are certain things which you learn through listening. There are certain things that you learn by thinking. There are certain things where you get results in the world outside. But for you to prepare for all this, right breathing will help you in a very big way. You know, for you to have a good cricket match, you need a great ground. For you to play a good game of football, you need a good football. Similarly, for us to live a great life, the foundation for that, the readiness for that, the preparation for that can be the right process of breathing. And today I will discuss with you about 8-9 different kinds of breathing. And we'll do it with a lot of love and a lot of fun inside the classroom. And we tell children, I will explain every breathing to you. I'll explain the concept behind it, and we'll do that breathing in 2 to 3 minutes. So this part of the session will take about 25 to 30 minutes from you. So the first intro part you have to take in 10 minutes. Then you have about 25 minutes to discuss about this breathing. Where inside the class you do each breathing for about a minute. And you have about 1.5 minutes to explain the breathing to them. And then the last 5 minutes goes into brain tattoos and stuff like that. Now the beauty about this session is I will share with you about 9 breathings. In the class, if you take 4, 5, 6, वो भी चलेगा. So as you listen to me explaining all the different kinds of breathing, which one makes most sense to you? Take that inside the classroom. So I might tell you, यार ये 3 तो पक्का लेना है, बाकी 2, 3, 4 तुम्हारे ऊपर options छोड़ दिए. Because of the 9 things that I share with you, even if the children are taught 5, and you take, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes to take each breathing, perfectly okay, not a problem at all. And those of you who have 1 hour, you can take all the 9 and tell children whatever you like, you can do it. Now, in the PDF that you will get, the detailed instructions are already written, so that we say exactly what has to be said. Because breathing right is a science and it should come out properly. So what happens when we practice right breathing? We become a champ. CHAMP, and CHAMP stands for 5 qualities which every child needs. So champ stands for, C stands for courageous. How do we become courageous? Because we defeat fear. How do we defeat fear? Because we are breathing deep. In deep breathing, negative emotions is not possible. So you live a life of courage. Darling, do you have the slide for that? You live a life of high energy. You know what happens when there is high energy? You're not tired. Your intelligence is available to you full on. You'll find whenever you're tired, you kind of withdraw from life. ढीला बन जाता है आदमी. And when you have high energy, you are so active. So right breathing techniques helps you in being courageous. It helps you live with high energy levels. It helps you to become attentive. Now, when you discuss inside the classroom, you will discuss the relevance of each one of these points from a child's point of view. So the child is afraid they will forget. The child is afraid that somebody will not like them. The child is afraid, what if they are not able to score very high and then people will make fun of them. So all these are different fears which a child has. Right breathing helps them to create a shield against these fears. Some children always complain of being tired. Right breathing will help them to make great progress from tired living to energetic living. 3, most critical, right? Most parents and most teachers complain that children are not attentive. Right breathing will help them to develop focus and attentiveness and therefore defeat distractions. Right breathing will help them to be mindful. Now I have introduced this word mindful over here. I would have preferred something else because there is a lot of talk going on about be mindful, be mindful, be mindful. So in case there is a teacher sitting inside the classroom or the principal sitting over there, they will really like it. Oh, correct. There is mindfulness inside KMM. They may not know anything else, but if they know it, they are helping the children become mindful, they'll be happy. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness in this context just means defeat your frustrations. See the good, hear the good. Now it will defeat your frustrations. And finally, P stands for be positive. So you defeat 5 things in life which can stop you from being great just through right breathing. You defeat fear, you defeat tiredness, you defeat distractions, you defeat frustrations, and you defeat negativity. Okay? Now let's begin the breathing techniques and let's do it beautifully well. For all performers, preparation before execution is the mantra. for all performers, somebody who really cares about great things, preparation before execution is their mantra. So to prepare for breathing, let's begin with something called as the spinal roll. Because we sit with the phone like this, or some of us hunch like this, the spine does not get enough space to expand. And the spine is not flexible enough because outside sports is less. So the spine becomes stiff. And in yoga, they say your spine is the express highway through which energy travels in your body. So if you don't know how to stretch your spine, and if you don't know how to make your spine flexible enough, sooner or later you will have issues. What you might see as heaviness in your hands, the issue is not with your hands, but the issue is the energy flowing through the different nadis into your hands. If that is blocked, then this is not functioning well. It's almost like if the bulb has to work and the switch is on, and we say bulb is not working, bulb is fused. The chances are the wire which takes the energy from the switch to the bulb is not working properly. So spinal roll is a very beautiful, simple, fun-filled exercise through which you are kind of stretching your spine. Now there are two ways in which spinal roll happens. One happens in the cat-camel position, which we cannot do inside the classroom because there is not enough space and children will have to go down on their knees. So we are not doing the cat-camel spinal roll. What we are going to do is we are going to do a standing up spinal roll. So how do you do this? All of you, do you have space behind you, around you, next to you for you to do spinal roll? Okay. So I will stand up and do it for you. See if you can see me and understand how it has to be done. Normally we stand like this, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to bend from our waist. Not bend from the shoulders per se, but let's say first 10-12 degrees we bend from the waist and then we start rolling up the shoulders. The idea is to make a U of the back. When you make a U of the back is also started to scratch. And then to a count of 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, we will attempt to bend our back as much as possible. And if possible, let the tip of our hands touch the floor or our own feet. तुम दूसरों का पैर छूते हो ना, आज खुद का पैर छू लेना, खुद से आशीर्वाद मांग लेना. So to a count of 20. Then we will do the reverse. To a count of 20, we will stand up straight again. So we take 20 seconds to bend down and we take another 20 seconds to come up. If one count is 1 second. So I will attempt to do it for you. Let's see if you can see me doing it. And then after that, I will take you through another round where you will do it and I'll watch you. Okay? When the night. So it's very simple. Is my voice reaching out to you?
Yes.
So it's very, very simple. You stand like this. And who will give me a count of 20? Volunteer.
I'll do it. Naren.
Who is
Anju.
Okay,
Anju.
great. Okay, whenever you are ready to start.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Excellent.
अरे रिवर्स चालू कर.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, done.
Okay. Now, for all of you, if you do 3 spinal rolls every morning, you will feel very good and fresh. In the world of Pilates, they begin almost every session with a spinal roll. For some of you, spine is a little kadak. You might hear those sounds also, cut, kadak, as you do the spinal roll. Now, there are certain small nuances that we have to get right that I will explain to you when I do the counting. When you bend down, let your hands hang naturally. So don't keep your hand next to your body. Let it naturally hang as if the hands are dead and gravity is pulling them down. And the idea is to roll your back as much as possible. So when you reach somewhere around 5 or 6, maybe somewhere around 7, you attempt to touch your chin to your chest. Aise. And when you go down with this a little, because this is going to create a very beautiful stretch. And keep hanging down, hanging down, hanging down, hanging down. And if you are flexible, which I am sure many of you are, you will be able to let it touch the ground. As the hands are hanging, it touches the ground. So around 18, 19, 20, it touches the ground. Stay there for a count of 3 or 4 and then begin the reverse in the same way. Now, since this is the first time we are doing it, I'm not giving you any breathing guidance per se. But for those of you who want the breathing guidance, an ideal situation is where as you bend down, you are breathing out. And as you go up, you breathe in. So one full exhalation is you going down, and one full inhalation is you coming up. Now, if some of you can do that, which means you can hold on to your breathing for 20 seconds, if you can exhale once in 20 seconds, that is extraordinary. But I'm assuming that most of us will be able to do it till a count of 8 or 10 or 11. So if you want to do 2 inhalations and exhalations, I leave it to you. So today we are not going into breathing per se. One of those days later on, probably we will in one of the life lessons. Today, just let's focus on the stretch of the spine. Okay? All of you on your feet. और तुमको कैमरा ऑफ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Even if you are in shorts or something, perfectly okay. Don't bother. The long and short of it is you should do it right. अच्छा बेटा, करने लगा तब नेटवर्क इशू. ये भगवान. Okay, so remember first 1, 2, 3 is just the bending, and then you start slowly bending down. Let your hands hang as per gravity. चलो मिलिंद भैया खड़े हो जाओ. अच्छा, you have a back issue?
I don't have space there.
Oh, अच्छा. Okay, darlings, let's rock and roll. And you don't have to look at me. Look in front or something. ठीक है? 3, 2, 1. Take a deep inhalation. And along with the exhalation, start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ritesh, slow. 5. Let your chin touch your chest if possible. 6, 7. Bend from the waist. 9, 10, 11, 12. Let the hands hang. Let the gravity pull your hands down. 16, 17, 18. Touch the floor if you can. 19, 20. Stay there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently start coming again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let the hands hang. 9, 10. Up from your back. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Be there, take a few deep breaths and release aaram se. Okay. Please get back to your seats. In fact, this is one small stretch that you can do every morning. You wake up and do 3 spinal rolls. And those of you who have stiffness in the back, you will find that it is very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. See, aging of a human being is defined through your spine or through your legs. They say either the legs age or the back ages and then the rest of the body follows. So in this session, we are not talking about how to make your legs better, but we can definitely do a little to make our spine better. If you guys want, let me see if I can create a video and only for the spinal roll, send you that video. Otherwise, it's very simple. Just bend down. The idea is you stay focused on how your spine is stretching. That's the whole core idea, how the spine is stretching. Inside the classroom, you will find, since the kids are very young, 15 years old, 15 and a half year old, they will be able to do it beautifully well. They will actually be able to do it very beautifully, very beautifully. Oye, Rajesh, baith ja, oye. हो गया spinal roll, बस. बाकी सब अब बैठ के. So children in the class will be able to do it really beautifully. Distance between the feet, stand comfortably. Maybe shoulder width. So normally when you stand and speak to someone, what is your normal feet's gap? That gap is more than enough. So remember, first 1, 2, 3, you are bending this and then you bend and attempt to make a U from your spine as you go down. Breathing is very simple. You first inhale and as you start this, exhale. Ideally, one exhalation is 1 to 20 and then one inhalation is 1 to 20. But I'm assuming that we won't be able to do that, most of us. Some of you who have been doing yoga for a long time or pranayam for a long time, you will be able to do it. But others, 7, 8, 10 में अपना breathing का टाइम फेस हो जाएगा. So then you continue to inhale and exhale, completely okay. So I'm sure Vikas, Pallavi, Prashant, all of them will be able to do because they have been doing yoga and pranayam for ages now. Now, after this, we will start the breathing. Now, when you do this, spinal inside the classroom, there will be chaos. Because children will move here and there, there will be so much fun, there will be so much masti, they are going to pull each other's legs, sometimes some places they won't be in a space. So if the space is not there, one person's head might beat against somebody else's bums. Thoda masti hoga. It's okay. You don't have to get the spinal roll brilliantly well. Okay. It is just for that animation and somebody to come in the present, leave their past behind and just get completely involved inside the classroom. So there will be some chaos and you might need about 5 minutes to 7 minutes only to do the spinal roll, because you will have to give a demo first. In the other processes, you have to give a 20-second demo, but in this, you might have to give a demo and explain. All ACs ensure that everybody has got the spinal roll right, and everybody has to give a spinal roll mock. Other mocks, between the 9 processes, you can ask somebody to give 1, somebody to give the 3rd, somebody to give 5th, somebody to do only 2. But spinal roll has to be done by every speaker, every speaker. Now, to save your time, if you ask somebody to do a video recording and send it to you, perfectly okay. You want them to do it in front of everybody else, perfectly okay. Now, the first breathing is called the breath of the adventurer. And with every breathing, you will find what we have attempted to do is, we have attempted to give one statement with every breathing. So anyway, all of you will get these slides, so you don't have to copy these slides. From now onwards, whatever I'm saying is there in these slides for you. So you just attempt to absorb it as I say it, unless if some of you belong to that family where you have to write for you to remember, then you have to write. But if somebody has to revise to write, that you don't have to do. So first is the breath of the adventurer. You cannot go on an adventure if you have fear. And the greatest opportunities of life are often hidden behind fear. So you know how to tear your fear and move ahead, then you are a person who can grow for the greatest of opportunities in your life. So first, breath of the adventurer. Now, how do we do this? Okay, sit with a comfortable pose, all of you. Sit in a very comfortable pose. If possible, keep your back straight. Make sure your back is straight and shoulders are relaxed. Relax your shoulders. Sometimes shoulders become tight and they become hunched, or they go back or front. Just relax your shoulders. Achha, don't close your eyes because I have to show you something. What you're going to do is you're going to breathe normally. You will pay attention to your breathing. You will breathe absolutely regular breathing, so you don't have to put some effort to breathe deeper than what you normally do. Now you will first inhale through your nose. All of you, you can do it with me. Keep your eyes open because I have to show you something. So inhale with your nose open, fill up your stomach and then fill up your chest. So the way many of us breathe, either some of us breathe through our belly or some of us breathe through our chest. So in this, since we are going to do a lot of breathing, first fill up your belly and then fill up your chest and then release your breathing aram se. Now we will actually do the breathing. Again, keep your eyes open because you have to get this right with me. Inside the classroom, also first exercise, let them keep their eyes open. So what we're going to do is, body is kind of straight, shoulders are relaxed. As they inhale, first the belly, then your chest. After you have inhaled, you will hold for a 3-second period. Yeah, after tea, after coffee, after banmaska, everything is okay, not a problem. Not a problem at all. So you will inhale completely, you will hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, that's all. You have to hold it only for 3 seconds. And then you will exhale as slow as possible through your mouth. So the breath of the explorer is you will find the exhalation will be longer than your inhalation. So we are not forcing the breathe out. मतलब हम फूंक नहीं मार रहे हैं. But when we are exhaling, we are just exhaling through our mouth. It's as simple as that. So what we will do? Inhale, fill your belly, fill your chest, hold for a count of 3 and exhale as slow as possible through the mouth. Okay? So now let's do it 3 times. I'll guide you. Let's do it 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill your belly, fill your chest, hold to a count of 3, exhale through your mouth as slow as possible. Take your time. Now continue doing this for 5 times without my feedback. Okay, excellent. Just complete what you're doing and gently open your eyes. Now, may not be applicable for children inside the classroom because everybody will be in school, and the school normally the legs hang down. But for all of you who are doing it at home, there are a few other additional things that I'm going to say. One, ensure that your feet are flat on the ground. So let the feet not be crisscrossed. Flat on the ground. Be in touch with Mother Earth. Flat on the ground. Second, keep your back as straight as possible. If you can do this exercise without taking back support like this, it is better for you. We have done the spinal roll. The spine is a little open, so keep it straight if you can. It will also give enough space in your abdomen region for you to expand the abdomen. You hunch like this or you sit like this, and the space gets restricted a little. Third, what to do with your hands. Now, don't sit like this. Don't become Swami Vivekananda who's sitting. Now, you can sit with your hands, with your palms on your thighs. You can also sit on those 2 mudras which we discuss in detail inside Let's Explore. One of them being the mudra of knowledge and the other being the mudra of detachment. So which means you either sit like this with your finger touching your thumb at the center, and therefore you sit like this, or you sit like this with your right palm on top of the red palm and it is touching your body as you are sitting. Or very simply, you can keep your thighs, you can keep your hands, palms on your thighs. Very, very good. That also works beautifully well. So did everybody get this right? The breath of the adventurer? Beautifully. Now inside the classroom, depending on the time that you have, you can make them do 3 times or 5 times or 7 times. 3 will be too short, 5 is perfect, 7 is a little too long for the children to do it for the first time. Now, some of us are not used to sitting straight because we are all the time sitting with a chair, and in case your chair is not being made properly, then we have a tendency to go back in our chair, sink in the chair, and therefore the spine loses its power. So when you do this process, ideally sit without a back support. Once again, inside the classroom, the kids are very very young, so उनका भी तक उतना damage नहीं हुआ है. At the same time, they have a bench right behind them. So when you tell the kids, keep your spine and back erect, that is more than enough for them. You don't have to go too deep into it. Now let's go for the second one. Second one is called the breath of the ocean. Last time when we did KMM, the feedback that we got about most classrooms is their favorite one was the breath of the ocean. What does breath of the ocean do? The breath of the ocean is all about mastering your emotions. Many times when we fail in see the good, do the good, hear the good, is because our emotions are running rampant. And therefore what we say, how we behave comes out in a negative tone. So that's why they said, when you master your emotions, you master your responses. So that is what breath of ocean is all about. Now, how do we do breath of the ocean? In breath of the ocean, we are not being conscious of our breathing in two parts, that is our belly and our chest. We are just focusing on breathing through our belly. Now, if you have ever been to an ocean, you know how the sound of the ocean is like. And this is what we'll attempt to create, the sound of the ocean. That's why it's called breath of the ocean. In every process, the beginning is sit with your back straight, relax your shoulders. So start with a comfortable pose, make sure your back is straight, your neck and shoulders are relaxed, and then you'll tell every time, close your eyes. So first you will explain, and then when you make them do it, you will ask them to close their eyes. Again, you don't have to write these things down. It is there in the slides that you are being given, so that it is easier for you to practice it. Now, how will we do breath of the ocean? First, we do a few deep belly breaths, which means just 3 belly breaths. What is a belly breath? You breathe in and you expand your belly as you breathe in, and you contract your belly as you breathe out. So this is called a belly breathing. Now, those of us who go for long running, like Jay Daga would go for a long run, like Yojana is Jay's wife, and she is here. Now, normally runners are told, if you want to run long and you want power in your running, then learn how to do belly breathing. So there is also something called the runner's belly. Because we are using the belly so much, you look at the belly and you understand this is a runner's belly. They are super fit, but they have a very cute belly. So what we are going to do over here is, you will sit with a comfortable pose, make sure your back is straight, your necks and shoulders are relaxed, and then you will take a few deep breaths, expanding your belly. Again, I will guide you when we do this process. The final point is, you will make a soft sound of your breathing as you inhale. So when you inhale, you will make a slight sound. Your inhalation is not silent. Your inhalation is a little sound. And you will shift your attention to the sound which you are making when you are inhaling. Now, as you exhale, what you're going to do is, you're going to keep your palm about 4 inches away from your mouth. And there will be a slight opening of your lips. Matlab, not so big, but half of it. You know, if you are drinking something using a straw, you first open your lips a little for you to keep the straw between the 2 lips. That much opening you have to do. So just that slight opening. So you'll be breathing like, Full breathing, filling your entire belly, and then when you exhale, now for me to show it to you, I did my head like this. When you do the process, you don't have to do like this. Okay, Baba? But if you're doing it inside the classroom and you have to show it to them, obviously you have to do like this so that the children can see how much your lips are opening. Just that little. Straw wala mouth. Remember that. Let's do that. So sit in a comfortable position. Make sure your back is straight. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Now close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths by expanding your belly, but breathing with your mouths closed. Now, as you exhale, ensure your mouth is just a little open and your palms are right about 4 inches away from your face. 4 inches, Baba. Some of you are keeping 4 feet away from your... which means you are actually breathing into the palms of your hands. When you exhale, breathe into the palms of your hand. You should be able to feel that slight breath touching the palms. And make that sound. The inhalation also needs to have a sound, and exhalation also has a sound. Don't cover your mouth. Keep your hands, keep your palm 4 inches away. Do it about 5 times. Once you're done 5 times, you can bring your hand down and open your eyes. Beautiful. Please open your eyes. Jitu, you had a question. You were raising your hands. कहाँ गया जीतू?
So it just happened automatically.
अच्छा ठीक है. Okay done. Got it? All of you? Any doubts? All good? ठीक है. Yes, ideally fill only belly, not the chest. Ideally. But you don't have to struggle so much. Even if it is normal breathing, the whole idea is inhale by making a sound that is critical. So you shift your focus to something which is subtle. That is, as you inhale, the sound is very subtle. And then when you exhale, you keep this about 4 inches away. Don't cover your face. Don't make it too small. It is not haw that you have to cover your mouth. And don't keep it so far away that your breath won't touch it. So 4 inches, 5 inches. And just that slight opening through which you are making the sound of the ocean. You do it 5 times and you'll find that you are calming down. Now the next one is very beautiful. So we are going to do a variety, right? So the third one is called the breath of the lightning. breath of the lightning, बिजली, बिजली खड़ी यहाँ बिजली खड़ी. I'm visualizing all of you as Babuji. Now, the breath of the lightning is all about making yourself energetic within 2-3 minutes. So, if you have a little low on energy, फटाफट कैसे अपने अंदर एनर्जी भरने का. So, that is what breath of lightning is all about. How will you do the breath of lightning? Same thing. Start with a comfortable pose. Make sure your back is straight, necks and shoulders are relaxed. And then you first take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now then we do something different. You will close your right nostrils and you will exhale and inhale fast only through your left nostril about 10 times. So it's going to be like, after you have taken a few very deep breaths, then I inhale, close, I do it 10 times, and when I do it 10 times, now here's something which requires coordination. Every time you are doing deep breathing, you are also contracting your belly. So it is not just the deep breath over here, but you focus on your belly, not on the breath over here. So it's like, your whole focus has to be your belly. This will take care of itself because it is closed. So you do it by closing your right nostrils 10 times, your left nostril 10 times. Don't do it with both the nostrils closed 10 times because it won't happen. So close your right nostrils 10 times and do it, and then shift to the left nostrils and do it. If anybody has cough and cold, some of you have cough, then it's a good idea to keep a kerchief. थोड़ा ट्रैफिक जैम खत्म होगा, थोड़ा माल मसाला निकलेगा, अंदर का खजाना बाहर आएगा. Okay? Now don't be naughty. Now you tell this in the class, simply for the sake of humor, that don't do it naughty. अगर तुमको जुकाम हुआ है ना, so don't do it on your partner. मत करना, उसको ना अचानक थोड़ा गीला गीला लगेगा, वैसा नहीं करने का, ठीक है? तो थोड़ा क्लास में मस्ती करने का, ठीक है? So obviously when you inhale, your belly goes out, you exhale, the belly goes in, but the system will take care of itself. उसको ज़्यादा हम complicated नहीं बनाएंगे. So therefore I say inhale and exhale and put the focus on your belly. When you exhale, the belly will go in. When you inhale, the belly will go out. ठीक है? चलो, let's do it. Sit with your back straight, hands and shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. Now, when you feel like, close your right nostril and 10 fast inhalation, exhalation, focus on your belly. Fast, fast. When you're done, shift. Close your left nostril and do it 10 times. I can see Aushu's traffic getting open. योजना हो गया तेरा. Whenever you're done, open your eyes. अच्छा, मेरे माई बाप लोग, When you are closing your nostrils and doing it, your mouth is also closed. Now, if you do it like this, तुम्हारा belly में कुछ नहीं होगा, तुम्हारे नाक से कुछ नहीं निकलेगा, energy replenishment नहीं होगा. So when you do the inhalation exhalation fast वाला, keep your mouth closed. And if you say नहीं नरेन खुल जाता है, वो balcony में कपड़ा सुखाने का क्लिप होगा ना, क्लिप, वो लेके आ. And as you do deep breathing, and as you are about to close, इसको भी close कर दे क्लिप के साथ. Because I saw two of my good friends doing this process with their mouth open. I realize how long I have to go in becoming a better communicator. My communication is still not zero defect. It still has a lot of scope of improvement. So this is called breath of the lightning. You do this and you might feel a little more alive. And if I have to exaggerate, you will feel the tingling of energy. If nothing else will happen, no, you will suddenly become conscious of your nose. Your nose will feel alive. तेरे को लगेगा उसमें कहीं तो कुछ तो हलचल हो रही है. Which is a very sweet thing. Now next, breath of the bee. ये तो lightning वाला था, breath of the bee. Life is so funny. Oh, so cool. Breath of the bee helps you to conquer an activated, overactive and distracted mind. And the statement over here is, when you are focused, you are powerful. When you are distracted, you are absolutely weak and vulnerable. Powerful people are people who have focus. Relentless focus. There are some people you just cannot distract them, whatever happens. And these people work at peak focus and peak power in their life. No emotion distracts them. No food distracts them. No FOMO distracts them. No shining object distracts them. They are focused. So this exercise, breath of the bee, will help you to develop your focus. Now what do you do? Now most of you would have heard about Brigger. But we are not going to do Brigger over here, because in Brigger it involves closing the ears, and if you close the ears for the children inside the classroom, they won't be able to hear you. And if they won't hear you for the next 20 minutes, they will only do Brigger. So we won't do Brigger inside the classroom. We will do a different variation, a softer variation of it. So in this, what we do, see, the initial instructions are the same. Sit in a comfortable pose, make sure your back is straight, your necks and shoulders are relaxed. Take a few deep breaths through your nose and out through your mouth. Why we are making them breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth? It helps us to do deeper breathing. Hence, in these sessions, in these processes, it is breathe in, and breathe out. These are a little smaller holes. This is a bigger hole. So when the air comes out from the bigger hole, the air which normally stays inside the lung is also expelled. Hence, we are able to inhale much, much deeper. So therefore, breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Now, over here, what we do is, in the classroom, we are just going to ask them to do the humming sound. Just that small variation. We are not closing our ears. What we are doing is, we are telling them, do a few deep breaths like this, and then what you do is, as you exhale, you will make the humming sound. Now, if you are confident and if you want to take the children a little deeper, you'll ask them to focus their humming on different parts of their head region. So what you can say is, focus on the humming at your throat. So when you do humming, just let all the vibrations of your humming go and hit your throat. Then you can say, okay, focus on the brain. Let the vibrations of the humming are going and hitting your brain. Shift the entire focus on the humming on the brain. Then you can take your focus of the humming onto your ears. And feel from inside the humming is going and hitting your ears. So let them focus on humming to some part inside the brain. Don't say hum and think about your heart. Doesn't work. So that is as simple as focus on breathing through the breath of the bee. You want to do it? It's very, very simple. Let's do it. Close your eyes. Back straight. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. अच्छा एक और आइडिया है. Okay, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. वेद मोदरा मेरी बात सुन. Somebody else is humming inside his ears. This is a process to develop focus. And some of my dear friends are not focused in this process. Hey Bhagwan. So what you're going to do is, would you like to just cover your nose as they do the humming? Then the sound will be a little louder. Because the sound will come out. So let's experiment and see. How does it go? Just take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes. And then whenever you feel you are ready for humming, cover your nose and your mouth with the two palms. And now do the humming. Final time. Whenever you feel like, open your eyes. You will also find through humming, there is a little more extra heat in your body. And therefore it makes you alert. You'll also find that there is a little loud sound inside the head. So after humming, when you speak a little softly. Next is very different compared to whatever we have done so far. And that is called the breath of the steel. How do you do breath of the steel? Now and then in our life, we are agitated. Now and then in life, there is something which is bothering us very deeply. Like the statement over there says, an agitated mind is a devil's workshop. So therefore, we need to calm the mind down. Now, breath of the steel is the only process that we discussed today where the focus is not on breathing, but the focus is on relaxing different parts of our body. Negative emotions, negative thoughts goes and settles down in the joints of our body. Now we need the joints to relax. So how will we do this process? Now, for all of you over here, this is only for you, then I'll tell you about the children inside the classroom. This process will be extremely powerful if you do it lying down on the bed or lying down on the floor. However, you can't do that at school. You cannot make them lie down on the floor. So when it comes to the school, we will repeat the same things. Keep your body relaxed, sit with your back straight and your feet flat on the ground. Step number 2 is the same. Keep a few deep breaths through your nose and out through your mouth. Now then what you will do is, we will take them through a journey on some muscles. And we'll ask them to flex it and extend it. So it will be like this. Flex your foot muscles by pointing them up and curling your toes. So what does it mean? Your feet is on the ground. I'm asking you to flex your feet, which means you're pulling the front of your feet up, and I'm asking you to flex your toes. If you can take your toes a little higher, and you'll find the toes can go up about 10 or 15 degrees higher. So what you're doing is you're making that part of your body very tight. So right now the muscles are relaxed, though they are joint. I'm asking you to pull this up and you will find that the lower leg, which includes your calf muscles, the side muscles, the ATB, your feet, everything is going to become a little tight. So this is how the process will happen. Flex your foot muscles by pointing them up and curling your toes. You will hold this for 5 seconds when you inhale. You do this and then inhale to a count of 5 and then relax them completely when you exhale. Exhale to a count of 5. Just do that with your eyes open. 3, 2, 1. Flex your foot muscles by pointing them up and curling your toes. Now take a deep inhalation for 5 seconds as you hold on. And then exhale and relax them completely. Feel the tension flood out of those muscles as you relax your feet. So visualize this is the feet I have. I've asked you to just take those feet like this up and then curl your toes upwards. Have you got it? All of you got it? It has got nothing to do with any other part, but when you curl it up and then when you hold it, hold to an inhalation of 5 seconds. And then you completely relax it. Have you gotten it? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. Now, in case somebody has not got it, when you have your team meeting, ask the AC to show it to you. In case the AC has some doubt, tomorrow morning when we have the AC meet, we will get it clarified to them. Now what we will do is, we will do this exercise with different muscles of our body. So the first is with our feet. Then we take it to our thighs. Same thing. I'll tell, tighten your thighs as much as you can. And then inhale to a count of 5. And completely relax your thighs. So that's how the process is. The breathing element is when you make that muscle tight and you inhale to a count of 5 and you hold on to that tightness and then you gently release your breath and you release the tightness. So first we do it with our feet, then we do it with our thighs, then you do it with your hips. Another part of the body where a lot of muscular tension goes and settles down. So you'll visualize your hips, you will make them tight and you will hold on, and then you will completely relax your hips. Then you do the same thing to your stomach. Chalo, do it along with me. Inhale, exhale, make your stomach tight. Inhale to a count of 5. Exhale and relax your stomach. Now do it with your chest muscles. Make them super tight. Inhale to a count of 5. Relax your chest as you exhale. This time shoulders tight. Inhale to a count of 5. Relax them as you exhale. Now arms and hands, make them super tight. Inhale to a count of 5. Relax them as you breathe out. And then the neck, make them tight. Inhale to a count of 5. Relax your neck as you breathe out. And finally your face, make your entire face tight. Inhale to a count of 5. And exhale and relax. Feel yourself completely and totally relaxed. This is called the breath of the steel. So now after 2 different kinds of breathing, now we go to something which we call as the breath of the conqueror. It helps you create a very calm mind. Very, very calm mind. A calm mind is a confident mind, isn't it? An agitated mind might be very negative. A calm mind is always a confident mind. How do we do this? Now, this is very, very beautiful, very, very simple, yet very, very powerful. Okay, to do this, close your eyes. Breathe normally. Now place your right hand's palm on your belly button. Now focus on the gentle rise of your belly as you inhale and the gentle fall of your belly as you exhale. Your entire body is still except your belly, which is gently moving in and out as you breathe absolutely normally. Normal, regular breath. Just attach your right hand's palms to your belly. Cover the belly button with the hollow of your right palm and watch the gentle rise and fall of your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. Whenever you feel like, very, very gently, please open your eyes. Now, this is an extremely powerful process. This process is compulsory inside the classroom. Breath of the conqueror is a compulsory process that you do inside the classroom. Okay? Now we began by doing the breath of the adventurer. Now we are doing breath of the explorer. Now, again for all of you, the breath of the explorer is done when you're standing and moving. Inside the classroom, it may not be possible for you to make people stand and move. But in case you have a classroom where you have a little space, where the students can walk for 3 steps or 4 steps, and then they can turn around and walk again for those 3-4 steps, then you can also make all the children stand up and move around. Always remember, when you make the children stand up and move around, and then for them to go back, this will take at least 3 extra minutes. When you make the children sit and do the process, then you know you can complete the entire discussion of the process in about 3 minutes time. You make them stand, it will take 6 minutes time. So how is the breath of explorer done? The theme over there is movement is life, and therefore done ideally by movement. So what do we do? With every step that we take, we inhale, we exhale, and we take a step. We inhale, we exhale, and then we take another step. So when you do this, you create a very beautiful inner balance. You also bring your awareness, because there is movement and there is stillness in the same process. Again, extremely powerful. If you ever find that inside you there is chaos, all you need to do is do breath of the explorer. So inhale, exhale, take one step. Inhale, exhale, take one step. Now there is a variation to this process which you can also do. As you inhale, you take one step. As you exhale, you take another step. You take a step. As you exhale, you take another step. Which means inhalation is one step, exhalation is one step. Inhalation is one step, exhalation is one step. Very simple, but extremely powerful. Would you like to do it? So let's do it just for a minute or minute and a half. Stand up. Now you don't have to listen to my voice per se. So just take 4 steps, not more than that. And then you can turn around and come back. So as you inhale, take one step. Your whole inhalation is one step. And then your exhalation is one step. Then you inhale, you take one step. You exhale, you take one step. Normal breathing, no forceful breathing, no extra deep breathing. Thoda slow down. Let one inhalation be at least 3 seconds or 5 seconds. Then as you exhale, take another step. Inhale, take one step. Exhale, take another step. See, normally in a minute, we have anywhere between 18 to 22 breaths. Those of us who are tremendous sports people like badminton or swimming or jogging, we might be doing 15 breaths normally. So which means one breath is equal to 4 seconds. So when you breathe and you're conscious of your breathing, so even if you do count of 3, 1, 2, 3, inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 3 seconds you are taking one step. Your entire world will slow down, your breathing will become deeper, your emotions become very calm. And with a calm mind, you'll be able to take some very beautiful, bold decisions of your life. Now, last breathing that we do is the breath of the cosmos. This is also a compulsory breathing that you will do inside the classroom. Breath of the cosmos. Now, in this breathing, I want you to completely align yourself to my voice. So, sit straight, relax your back, relax your shoulders, breathe normally. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now, anchor yourself to my voice. Now, breathe in slowly and hold your breath just for 2 seconds. And slowly exhale from your mouth while you contract the stomach, muscles of the stomach inside. So when you are exhaling, gently bring your stomach inside. So inhale through your mouth, inhale through your nose, hold, contract your stomach, and exhale from your mouth. Inhale through the nose, fill up your belly, hold, contract your stomach, and as you exhale, gently relax. Now, as you breathe, focus on the feelings that makes you feel bad. Feelings which are there inside you somewhere. Eyes closed, all of you, please. Shripal, Alok, Milind. As you breathe, focus on the feelings that make you feel bad. Imagine these feelings are dust particles floating around in your body. Now, as you inhale, you are pulling these dust particles together inside your chest. With every inhalation, bring those dust particles together inside your chest. Now, as you inhale, picture the dust of the bad feelings gather up in your chest as a smoky ball. It's become like a ball of smoke inside your chest. Now, as you exhale, imagine blowing the dust out of your mouth into the world, into the cosmos. Now, imagine you blowing the dust out of your mouth into the sky, into the cosmos. Repeat this blowing away 7 times. As you exhale, imagine blowing the dust out of your mouth into the sky, into the cosmos. With your eyes closed, practice normal breathing and feel lighter, for you have removed many negative feelings which were floating in your body. Whenever you feel like, very, very gently, please open your eyes. This process is compulsory inside the classroom. Now, some guidelines. You will tell the children, practice any 2 breath any day. So they can choose, today I want to do this, today I want to do this, today I want to do this. Suggest to them that one of the breath every day should be the breath of the cosmos. We are helping them to deal with whatever negativities they have, and imagine most of the children have a lot of negativities inside their heart, knowingly or unknowingly. Ask them to practice this in the morning, and this is my appeal to each one of you also. When you begin your day, begin with the spinal roll, and then sit, and before you do anything else, after brushing your teeth and doing the morning work, before you have your tea, coffee, sit and do these processes for 7-8 minutes. And you can also choose any 2 processes to begin with. Practice doing this before doing anything important. For the children, it is like studies, tournaments, etc. And finally, I want you to tell the children, go home and share this with your parents. Tell them, help your parents to do this process. So now what will happen is, the children become contributors at home, and they are helping their parents also deal with this thing. The bonding that children have inside their families will become better. And this is also a beautiful test between voice of hope and voice of despair. For them to say, I don't know, yaar, will my parents be interested or not, yaar? So you can see the good, do the good, speak the good. में तुम कर पा रहे हो कि वहीं पे तुम्हारा वॉइस ऑफ डिस्पेयर आ गया और तुमने उसको शॉट भी नहीं दिया. So when you speak about the 4 monkeys in the beginning, you're telling them, use those 4 monkeys to implement this with your family. It can be with your sister, it can be with your brother, it can be with your parents, but do it with your family. This is a small homework that you give to them and tell them, if you could do it, it will be very beautiful. Also tell them between this session and the next session, if there are 2 gaps, 14 days, tell them for the next 14 days, can you commit that you will do any 2 processes every day? And you can always complete the session by asking them, among everything that we discussed, what are your 3 favorite processes? Which again kind of makes them scan, and when they say these are the favorite processes, it's a beautiful way to complete the session. So these processes will help them get control over themselves. So this is not a motivational session or an insight-driven session where we are expanding their mind. This session, we are helping them become better and stronger. In the process, we'll be able to help them implement voice of hope much, much, much stronger in their lives. In the AC meeting, what we can do is, you can tell your team members to explain or make everybody do one process. So I think we have done 8 processes today. If you have 8 people in your team, let everybody take each other through one process each. Okay? I believe that this process will be super helpful to you guys also. Wish you all the best. Thanks for coming. Wishing you an exceptional session inside the classroom. And I see all of you on 15th. And 15th, next session is a live session, huh? Physical live session. Would love to see as many people as possible in the last physical session of KMM this year. Thank you so much, darlings. Love you all.